is Anhira Muktisuma. I will be showing you how to do a block printing on a rice paper. Yes. So what you're gonna need for this is gonna be the linoleum. So it's gonna be on linoleum. Usually it is used on wood, but I will be using the linoleum instead. As you can see, it's already pre-scratched all over. So you can see a little bit of the image and the person around it. And like different marks to show there's different like angles and contour lines. So that's gonna be the linoleum I'm gonna be using. And how I did it was using this ball pen. You just pop it open. It just screws it off. You have these little to cut around it. So it has different angles. There's like a, you can see like a V, more of a U-V shape, a bigger one, so you can do different lines around it. Just put it back. It's pretty easy to use. You just grab one. That's me. You grab one. You close it up. Then you're gonna twist this one so it opens up the hole. Twist it open. You're gonna pop this side. When it doesn't have anything, pop in. Take a few twists as you can, and now you can just use it. You just gotta be careful because when you're doing it, you have to not put your hand on top of it so you don't get hurt at all. So just be careful with that. You just unscrew it again. You just gotta be careful because the little ball does come off. That's the only issue with this thing. Oh, what did I do? It's very hard. And back up. You pop open this one again, you just tuck it in. Easy. You don't get hurt, so it's easier, safer. And then, so what I'm using, so what I'm on right now, it's wood. So if you're using like this block printing ink, it's very much water-based. Yeah, you can like clean it up and everything, but it's gonna absorb the tint black onto the wood. So what I'm gonna be using is a glass polymer. So yeah, it's kind of dirty. I didn't wash it. So this is what I'm using. So I'm going to put the paint on it. The block printing paint has to be like water block printing because it's a specific layer. And I'm using black as my second color. So the one that I made is 2 colors. So the first one is, before scratching it, I cover it in paint. Well, I pass through the roller, and I have colors. So I'm gonna show you. This will be one of the prints. It's not the prettiest one, but it's there. You can see I'm trying to get all the edges. So usually it's perfect when you get all the edges. Usually this is not a good print, so you can see like little blemishes where it's like either peeling off or it didn't have enough paint. So you just gotta be careful with that. So that's the first color, blue. And then I'm gonna use the second color, which would be black. So the black would be the second color that I use on top. So this is a 2 color block printing. So to actually paint, you're gonna need a roller. You're gonna need a roller. Super easy to find. This one is from Speedball. I don't know if you can see it. Speedball. Yeah, all these products you can find usually in Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Expensive, but still worth it. Also the glass one. The glass plastic polymer. Polymer? Not sure. Plexiglass. The plexiglass, I also got it from Hobby Lobby, so it's like $1 or $2 just for a big 11 by 14, which really helps a lot. You also will need like a little spatula, plastic preferably than metal. I mean, metal would be easier to like pick up everything, but a plastic would be, I would suggest it more. It's cheaper too. So this one is to like move the paint around, and then this one is to actually roll the paint around the plexiglass and then to the linoleum. So it's gonna be all of that. And to actually print, so I already set up my little squares. I'm going to show you that in a bit. You need masking tape. Masking tape, this one I think is like 1 inch masking tape. Actually get the measurements from the paper to the linoleum. So you're going to put the linoleum at the bottom and then the paper on top. And then to clean up, I usually just use water, a little spray bottle, water, and gloves, just so you don't get dirty, and a little like cloth to clean up everything after you're done. And usually I wear an apron, so yeah, an apron would be fine, just so you don't get yourself dirty. So the paper that I'm using for linoleum, it is better to use rice paper roll. This one you can also find it in Hobby Lobby. It's by the Master's Touch. Yeah, Master's Touch. This one was like 13 bucks. So yeah, and it's a 15 by 50. So it's much more. There's more. You just cut it open. You just cut it. So the paper size I'm using, it is a 15 by 12. Yes, 15 by 12. And the linoleum is 10 by 12. This one is 10 by 12. So just so the measurements either double up, or in this case 1.5 by it. And then to go from the linoleum to the paper, you're gonna have to like pass it around. I use either a wooden spoon, and sometimes I'd have used a rolling pin. It does help, but it does get a little messy. Sometimes the paper does rip, so you just gotta be careful with that. So yeah, those are everything that I used to make the linoleum work. So, okay, so we're gonna start off with the linoleum. We're gonna grab our little block printing ink from Blick. This one is Airpost. This one should be water soluble out of them. This one is a color black. Where is it? Just gonna open it. And you're just gonna spread it on top of the plexiglass. Gonna put a little bit. And a little bit. Okay, so now moving on to the actual, like, from the paint to the linoleum. So you're just gonna go ahead and spread this paint that you just placed onto the plexiglass. Spread it a little bit and mix up a little bit. And then just a few dabs. And this to the side. Put it on the cloth if you want. That is one of my dirtier ones. Spread it down to the side. Now you're gonna use your little roller. So when you're not using it, you have to put it down as so. So it's not touching the roller, it's actually not touching on the wood. Now I'm not gonna mess up anything. So you just gotta be careful with that. So now I'm just gonna grab a little bit and move a little bit. Just move it around. It's easier. And spread all the paint all over as fast as you can. You're gonna go ahead. You can see it's starting to spread around. Get all this up on it. So that's a little bit more smooth. Now, so right now it's very sticky. Side to side. There you go. Should be full of paint now. Now we can move on to the actual linoleum. Little space right here. So for that one, you're just gonna go in each direction. You don't have to put too much force, but just enough. But as you can see, there's like little baby patches around it where the ink is not touching it. So you're gonna go back again as best as you can. Then if you don't have any more paint, you're gonna go back and keep going until you refill it again. There you go. You're gonna make sure to get every single corner. Every single little corner. Just so you make sure there's everything's like full of ink. In case you make a little mess, it's alright. It'll be washed off with water, which is really good. The only thing is it does absorb. That's the only issue. So you just gotta clean it up as quick as you can. And as you can see, got all the contour lines, and now whatever is black is gonna print. So that's why you make the little lines, so you can see where the contouring is. Okay, so now let's go to my little station to actually print this. Okay, so this is gonna be the little station where the actual linoleum is gonna go. So let me write it right up here. This one is for the paper. The rice paper is gonna touch it right here in the corners. So there's enough space between here and here where there's going to be enough space for it to actually print and have a little border. So it does need a border. Now I'll go ahead and show you how to sign it as well. So usually you do need a pencil, not a pen. So do not use a pen, use a pencil mainly. But I just want to show you where like the linoleum and the paper go. Okay. So we're gonna bring our little linoleum right here. We're gonna do as best as we can to touch the corners. That's good. Okay. Now you're gonna bring your paper in. So this one is the one that I showed you. This one is the one with already the first color, and the black, like I said, is gonna be the second color. And you're just gonna do your best to actually do from corner to corner. Spread it a little into your hand. And then you're gonna go ahead and grab the wooden spoon that I had mentioned. This little one. You're gonna use the back portion right here. You can see it's a little shiny from what I've been doing a little bit. You're just gonna go around it. I'm just gonna roll. Get out the corners. You can see a little bit of the image right here that's coming out. So you're just gonna try and go around it. Peel it off a little bit so you can see that it is transferring Or we can do a little bit more darker to get those little portions. Usually you don't use a spoon, like a wooden spoon like these. Usually they use a barrel, if I'm not mistaken, a barrel. It's very expensive, but it's like a wood with metal, and they're really good for transferring images. Maybe much better than the wood spoon. But the wood spoon, it's much more affordable, and it still does the same job. There we go. I think it should be good enough. Okay, just gonna put it on the side. I'm gonna slowly peel that off just to make sure. I don't know why, but it reminds me a little bit of a zebra pattern. I think it's a little black and white. Slowly. You don't want to like pull it all the way out, because you pull it, some of it might stick and might break the whole thing. So I can use, so as you can see, whatever we didn't cut is gonna be blue, and the rest is gonna be in black. You see, nice little bit of peeling off. I was either putting too much pressure on it. Let's fill out the corners. Yep. Not too much pressure on it. Yeah. That was too much pressure actually. So when that happens, you actually have to restart it. But I think we did get a good color around it even before it like cut off. So yeah, let's pressure right down here. So we're gonna have to wash it. So to wash it, you're gonna have to, like I said, grab water. You're gonna have to move it from here actually. Let's move to different space. Water. With the cloth, I'm just gonna go around it. It has taken a lot of the debris that it created from the paper to the linoleum. So thankfully we got all of that out. Yeah. And just start over again. So every time it gets too dirty or too dry, you have to restart it. So like I said, just water and a cloth to really take it off. You don't have to really go into it. If you get it dirty, it is gonna like stain in the back, like this one, if it gets stained. But it still works perfectly fine. They're just gonna be very stained. And we don't want that. There we go. It's all clean and we can restart again. pressure, but it was light enough to get through the paint. So I'm gonna put a little bit more paint. Down lightly. We're gonna grab a wooden spoon and go for it again. Like I said, this process can be a little difficult, but it gets easier over time. Corners all around. Make sure the corners are nice and even. Get them over. And let's see. Perfect. Move this out of the way. It turned out, and you can see it. There is like very light blemishes right here where the paint might have moved or something. Could be that I didn't clean it correctly. But oh, there's, I don't even see it. There's a little person right here. Their glasses where the closes. That's where there's little lines around the edges. That shows where the close is at. And well, supposedly this little like scratches right here is where he's like pushing up the pizza. But you can barely see it now with the blemishes and everything with the light color. Because this is where actually like everything went down right here. And this is where we lost on the other one. We lost all this whole area. So you can see it a little bit more better on this one. If you touch it, it's very light on color. So it has to be feeling very light. It can't feel too thick or too thin. And then so you see, this one you can see more of like where the hand is supposed to go, like up on the pizza. When they're like throwing it up. Then right down here, it goes around the pizza. So yeah. This is what you do for printmaking. Sorry, block printing. And then once you're done, you're gonna grab a pencil and you're gonna write the addition. So this is gonna be 1 out of 5 that I'm making right now. It has to be this long. Let's see it. You're gonna write the title. For this one, I decided to do a title called Pizza Boy. Even though he's older, but I still call it Pizza Boy. And then right down here, you're gonna write down your name or your signature. For mine, it's gonna be Angeles move this suma and your writer right here. So your first and last name has to fit right here. It can't go over it. If not, it's not gonna look as pretty. The title goes right in the middle. Well, mine's not really in the middle since like my name is really long, so I made enough space to where the title is enough space right here from the last name to the addition. And then lastly, you can see the 1 out of 5. This is gonna be 1 out of 5 additions that I'm gonna be making, that I have been making throughout the semester. Yeah, this is gonna be printmaking and block printing in Linoleum. This is in 2 colors. So the first color, like I said, it's first before you cut it. So this one is before it cuts. I painted it blue, and then I go over it with the paper, and then I wash it, clean it, get rid of all the blue, and then I go ahead and cut with my little cutter. And then after that, I am able to color and print again, and so this would be a 2-color edition. So yeah, hopefully everybody liked the video. Hopefully you learned something, that you cannot put too much pressure again. If not, you're gonna get these little rips portions, and then you're gonna have to clean it again. And it's just very much a lot of work to do. It takes a lot of time to do so. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.